I'm here today with Dave O'Brien, who's the Chief Information Officer of Fexco. Fexco is a global financial services and financial technology company based in Ireland. Welcome, Dave.
Thank you.
Talk a little bit about your role within Fexco.
So my own role is I'm, as you mentioned, Chief Technology Officer for Fexco Drive. Fexco is a company based in the southwest coast of Ireland, in Clordan, County Kerry, and we have a global reach, and we employ over 2,000 staff worldwide. And from our base here in Clordan, we manage and support the core IT operations, infrastructure, network, device management, software development, service desk for a lot of those employees and the multiple businesses and divisions that Fexco manages and owns.
In your experience as an enterprise leader, as CTO, how well do you feel IT is perceived by the business, both business stakeholders and end users?
Depends on which and who you speak to, of course. Some would find it, valuable, which it is. Others would struggle with technology in general. So it really depends on the business unit and the end users, of course. If it comes to network management and infrastructure support, there's a trust with IT that's managed by that group. But when it comes to devices and end user involvement with IT, and the struggle can be on both sides. A group of technology people often dealing with people who are not so tech savvy. And it's trying to find that medium or that space in between where IT people and technology people can deliver a service and an end user who wants to find value from that service. So a lot of the time, it really depends, as I said, how stressful and how important technology is to a business. If it's their bread and butter and their whole business depends on it 24/7, 365, it's critical, of course. But if it's not so much a major aspect of the day-to-day running of the business, it's a different feeling, let's say.
And how well do you feel IT understands the needs of employees in the business?
It's difficult to understand that fully. It depends on how large the organization is. If you're close to the end users or the users of our services, it's easy to reach out and get feedback, communication. If the group is larger and you're dealing with a larger or even a global reach, it can be and is difficult to get that kind of feedback. And if you bring in time zones, then it even stretches that and makes it even more difficult again. So typically, smaller organizations, I'd imagine, would find it easier to get feedback. Larger organizations, I wouldn't say struggle, but it is more difficult. Feedback is key in how we get feedback and how we work out that feedback.
What would you consider best practices in terms of getting employee feedback and enhancing the overall employee experience with IT?
So in Fexco, we are ISO 20000 compliant, and there's a framework and a structure around ISO 20000. And we do implement our own ITSM model as well. So we take the good from ISO 20000 and we implement that. And it's key to managing, I think, a large IT organization with a lot of employees, that you have proper structure and processes and tools in place. As part of that process, we regularly try to reach out to our customers to get feedback. And we do that through surveys. With our larger divisions and businesses, we would use QBRs as well. And we have a number of customer relationship managers in place as well to deal with the businesses and employees within that business. So it's a number of different tools that we use to get that feedback.
And does empathy play a role here in terms of understanding employee experience? And in your opinion, is it possible to have empathy at enterprise scale?
Anything is difficult at enterprise level. Empathy is important, of course. It's how the user feels a lot of the time about using our services, how frustrated they can be. They use technology day in, day out. And if it's not working for them, it can be frustrating, it can be difficult. And a lot of the time it's on placed in the hands of IT to solve these problems. And the only way we can solve a lot of these problems is understanding the customer. And that's key. And understanding not just, I suppose, the customer, but how the customer interacts with our services, the frustrations they have. And a lot of time, look, it's not always frustration. Sometimes it's a positive, and that's important too. So, it's understanding how they interact, how they feel, how they use our tools, and what value, if anything, they get from them.
So in your opinion, is empathic IT the future? And if so, why?
It's definitely part of our future. We have to fully understand our customers. And even when we're building products, that's key to it. Customer needs, customer value, and how can we get there? And a major part of that is empathy. If you don't understand your customer and how they feel and how they interact and how you can interact with them, you'll never deliver a proper service. So yes, I think it is key.